record. So you want help updating Zoom, yes?
You said that's something that we should be updating?
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that once I know how to update one thing, I'm going to be good at everything, because I tend to click the later button when I get those notifications.
Yes, which can be a problematic when there's security bugs that protect you against malware. So the interesting thing is Microsoft will send you ones that they do automatically. That's the ones that usually say, you can dismiss till later, but they'll tend to do it when you shut down your computer or when you turn the computer on.
Okay.
Zoom is an app, so it's a little bit different. And it's going to be different than updating your phone. But you use the Zoom app. Yes, you have the Zoom app downloaded.
I have the Zoom down on my phone and on my computer. Yes.
On your computer, if you click on the blue icon at the bottom of your screen, I don't know if it's going to allow me to show you.
Okay. Oh,
it because
launch meeting is what came up. Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah. So you should have a little white box that has your initials at the top, and there should be a little red camera that appears
on this screen.
Let's
see.
It does not allow me to share it because Zoom does not want to share Zoom info with stuff. So hold on 1 second. Let me take a screenshot and I will.
I'm just going to go to see if I go to the top of this, because I don't see anything.
You should see an application that looks sort of like this.
Yes.
Maybe. Okay. I see all the way over on the far left upper, there's a colored squares that say AP show apps. Is that what I click on?
Show apps. If you click the blue Zoom logo at the bottom of your taskbar.
That's what I did. And that's what I did. And this is what came up.
What came up?
This thing that says launch meeting. When I clicked this, what came up was launch meeting.
Do you want to share your screen and we can look at it together maybe?
Okay, remind me, would you, how to do that?
There's a green button at the bottom of your screen that says share screen.
I have to get back in though, don't I? I'm going to have to go back to launch meeting and then I'll be able to find that. Because what this did was it took me out of the meeting. Okay, now I can click on share screen. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, now it's asking me to sign into the Zoom.
Yes, you need to sign in. Unfortunately, it looks like to update.
Right.
I don't know if you remember your password for Zoom or not.
I have a book of passwords, but of course it's downstairs. It's not here. Can you just leave this and I'll run down and get it? I don't want to take up too much of your time here. I'll be right back.
We'll stop your share and move on and come back. Morning, Betsy and Bob. Bob too.
Bob too. Bob 1's down in my corner.
Betsy, you're muted.
Hello.
Good morning, everybody. Hi, Bob Jan. How you doing there, boss?
Yes, hi, Betsy. I'm all right, thanks.
You're looking good, you high-tech dude. I'll tell you.
Okay, I'm all right.
What? I have a question for you, Lynn. I don't know how many other questions you have in front of me.
Do you want, Judy has to sneak out in a
She-
few
You know
minutes,
what?
so
And I'm not seeing a Zoom password in here. That's not good news.
Make a new one.
do you have a Google account? A Gmail? No, you use Yahoo
No.
or Verizon, right?
I use AOL.
Yeah.
uh,
Um,
Let's see. No, I do not have.
you can create a new one if you prefer, if that's easier.
What if why don't you go ahead with the other questions and I just push the later button on this and get back to it?
But you can see under where it says login, there was a version of the app that it's running.
Oh, okay. Let me-
And I don't think it's the most recent one. I think the most recent one that I sent yesterday is version 5.9.3. And you are running,
uh,
where did
I'm
it go? Oh, if you hit the back arrow, you'll see it. Do you see there's a gray back?
Yes.
You're running 5.7.8.
And I need, what do I need?
5.9.3.
Okay,
So you're several updates behind.
that's not surprising.
Whoa,
It's not hard or bad. It just means that you don't have all the security stuff that might be helpful.
Sure, okay.
uh,
Well, do you want me to, I mean, it says leave meeting. I don't want to leave the meeting.
Right.
How do I clear this so I can how do I get rid of this so I can go back to see? Clicking on,
We'll
make a
stop
new
the
password.
share. That way you can see us.
Okay. Okay,
But yeah, your project for this week is to either find your username and password or create an account.
I'll do and make a new password.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, Miss Betsy, what's your question?
My question is that probably a month ago or so, or wherever we were talking, you and I, who knows, because of Christmas occurred, so who knows? We talked about DuckDuckGo,
Mhm.
and I don't know how to get it onto my computer. I just don't. So if you could lead me through that, and then, because I have Google and I use Google all the time, but then there's a history there. And from what I understand, as you said, DuckDuckGo does not have a history, I believe. They don't track you. And I kind of would like to know about that, how to do it.
Yep. So DuckDuckGo is a search engine that allows more privacy settings for your search engine. So Google likes to track you. So I don't know if you want to share your screen and we can walk you through it step by step, or if you
Sure.
just want me to verbally.
Well, I'm like so not good at this. I mean, it's sort of stupid. Is
That
that
you're fine.
now do share?
Yes, please. Sweet.
Did I do it? Okay.
Yep.
okay.
So go to the
Wait a minute.
browser.
No, wait a minute. I'm kind of in the Judy zone now. It came up with launch meeting. It came up with the white thing and launch meeting.
Because you clicked the link, it opened it in the browser. So you can just close that tab in the browser. Do you see where it says launch meeting dash Zoom right above that? Keep going up,
See that?
go up.
Up in
Go
the
up
pink
what?
part of the
I'm
screen.
up.
You see there's a little purple plus button in the color bar. It's like the purple bar on your browser.
Purple bar in my browser.
It's like purple and pink, and it's this kind of
Yeah.
gradient.
Yeah. Okay. All
You
right.
can close out of that launch meeting Zoom. Yep.
Okay. But
Perfect.
now I went back to the original screen of the email.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what
That's
web
why I'm
page
like
you're
so
on.
good at this. Okay. Judy,
So-
I'm right with you, man. I'll tell you what. I
Thank
don't
you.
know how to do this. Okay,
So you're unfortunately going to have to update each individual browser.
oh, boy.
So if you just use Firefox, then we only have to do it for Firefox. But if you sometimes you will use Safari or Chrome,
I only use Firefox.
sweet. That's the best security browser at the moment. So DuckDuckGo is working on one, but they have not created it yet.
Okay,
So what you're going to want to do is where your cursor is at the moment, just scroll it all the way over to the side, to your right side. There's 3 purple lines on top of each other, just down a little bit, up a little bit, right there. Perfect.
okay.
And we're going to want, oop, can you click it again? It disappeared.
I have to move you guys because you're in the way.
Oh,
It won't, oh, there
sorry.
you go. You're down on the bottom. Okay, click it again. Okay, now I got you.
Cool. And you're going to go down to settings. It's the 3rd from the bottom.
Gotcha. I clicked it.
And you're going to go to search. Over on the left-hand side, there's general home search.
Got you.
Perfect.
Click it.
Yep. And right now, your search bar, those are the 2 icons. The second thing, default search engine. Right now it's Google. You want to change it to DuckDuckGo.
Okay. I
Oh, that's
clicked-
interesting. It doesn't allow you?
No, came up to Google again, didn't it?
Wow, I've never seen that before.
Well, that's me. I'm unusual. There you go.
Can you scroll down some more?
Google.
Search shortcuts.
Okay.
Restore
No.
default search engines.
Maybe.
Where do I go?
Scroll down to the bottom. Restore default search
Find
engines.
more search engines.
Ah,
The
yeah,
next one. The
yeah.
next one,
That one right there, click.
The blue one that says,
blue one, yeah, that's it.
yeah. Ah, there we go.
Woo!
DuckDuckGo Privacy Essentials.
Okay,
Can you click on that?
that one.
Perfect. Yep. Remove?
Ooh,
That makes no sense.
yeah.
You are a fascination.
Maybe remove it and put it back in.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking.
I don't know if this is appropriate or not, but I put DuckDuckGo on a long time ago. And then when I wanted to go back and do something about to see if it so when I open up my browser, when I click on Chrome, it automatically goes to DuckDuckGo.
Mhm.
And so that's like, it's not my default browser because that's not a browser, right? But it never says that it acts as a search engine, but I could never find where it said it was the search engine. But since it works the way I wanted to, I didn't worry about it. But I'm wondering if there's some way that that's what's happening with Betsy too.
I can show you what it does on Chrome, but we can do that second. Miss Betsy, can you go back up to the top and hit the remove button
Which is right there.
below? Yeah.
Okay.
And then try adding it again. Yeah. This extension will have permission to, yes, add. DuckDuckGo Privacy Essential was added.
Okay. So.
You can hit OK. If you want to allow that to check it, it's going to make the browser a little more secure even. So if you hit the little gray square next to allow under, yeah,
Got it.
and then hit OK.
Now I'll still be able to use Google, will I not?
Correct. So
Okay.
now, do you see at the top, next to those purple lines we looked at earlier, you can see there's the little duck logo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So can you go back to the settings? It's one of the tabs across the top. We've got privacy, simple, modified, DuckDuckGo, Survey Monkey. You can close out of those tabs. We don't need them.
Get
Yeah.
rid of this.
Yep.
Okay.
You can get rid of that too.
That one?
Yep.
Okay.
And can you refresh this page? Do you know how to do that?
Ah, okay. No.
Circle
Okay.
the-
Is that little
something
button
out.
right there? Is
Yep.
that it?
Yep.
Is that it?
Yep.
Okay.
Now, can you go down to default search engine? Let's see
Yep.
if it allows us to do any of that. Click on Google. It still just says,
Hmm.
Google. That's
Click on the
interesting.
arrow.
That makes no sense.
Can you go down to privacy and security? It's over on the left under this blue search. Yeah.
Mm.
Keep going down.
You have to reboot.
Maybe.
Maybe just close Firefox and come back in.
Yeah. Do you want to hit Command Q, Betsy?
Okay, Command Q.
Yep. Quit Firefox. And now reopen Firefox.
Wait, you guys are on the bottom of my thing here.
There
There you go.
There it is.
Sweet. Okay.
Lynn, when I do that, it automatically opens to DuckDuckGo.
Me too.
But I added it is an extension to Google. I didn't get there the way you're getting her there.
That's because you're using Chrome, yes? This is Firefox.
Ah, right.
So they're different.
You're
Hit the
right.
three lines again.
Good thought. And Betsy, it looks like, has it say Google is her homepage. She could change that to DuckDuckGo. That's a different thing than switching your search engine.
Do you want me to
So yeah,
go
go
up
back there.
go to these three dots?
Yeah. Let's go back down to settings. Drag us around.
To move you around there, folks.
And if you go down to search,
Okay.
can you, okay, hit the Google again
Keep your fingers crossed.
Where's
under default browser. So I have a question. Can you go back to home? Like
oh,
it's, oh,
hey, I'm good. I'm on a Zoom call.
Well, you're supposed to be working this morning. I just didn't know.
I
if you
thought it was
forgot.
this afternoon. Okay,
No.
never mind. I'll be there. Thanks, bye. I thought I was supposed, I gotta go to work.
okay. We'll come back to this. Sorry.
Sounds like a plan. I'm sorry. I thought I had to work this afternoon. I read my calendar wrong and it's 10 o'clock and I'm supposed to be there 20 minutes ago. See ya.
Safe. Hope they aren't too mad at you.
Love it. Old people stuff. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Lynn, I wonder if she should look into the extensions choice that she had on the left side, farther down that list. And-
Yeah, I'm guessing if
one.
you click the logo, she could search within that, but
Yeah.
it'd be nice to make it the default,
Hmm.
make it a little less seamless. Oh, man,
We'll do that next time.
poor Betsy.
I
Okay,
hate when life gets in the way.
yeah. If you guys remember last week, we were helping Joni with her Gmail. And
Mhm.
she's at a pottery class today, so she couldn't come, but she and I looked at it yesterday and was still having issues, so.
Oh, no. Man.
She reached out to AOL and Google and they both gave her results saying that neither of them were, they could fix it on either of their ends, so.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
Hmm.
fun times.
Now the pressure's really on.
Oh, man. So,
Uh,
yeah. So what else do you guys have on your minds this week?
I have what I think is a short question. When I click on the link you give me for this Zoom meeting, it comes up right away and it's Nancy J, which is what it was put out as sometime. When I went to join the annual meeting Zoom, it made me sign in all over again. So I signed in Nancy J Tuttle. So now do I have two accounts? Because that one did come up Nancy J Tuttle and then this one is Nancy J.
We'd have to look at what are you logged in the app?
I don't know because I don't know that I don't know. Does it matter? I mean, does it matter if I have two like this as long as they work?
No.
Okay.
My guess is the Zoom account didn't log in, it wasn't logged in, so it needed a name. Like Judy.
Okay. Right. Okay. So, and this one is just
Wrong?
because this is a specific thing or something that.
Well,
I can
if you've
Google-
done this meeting before, right? So it remembers
Oh, okay.
your credentials.
Oh, that's why. All right.
I'm guessing.
I think that's a good guess. It doesn't matter as long as it's working.
I'd have to look at your Zoom preferences, which we could do if you want, but
Well, no, I can play around with that. See if that's what's.
if you look at this app that we were looking at for Judy earlier,
Right.
if you click on your little icon there,
Yeah.
it should give you information and show you your account, and you can change names and settings and things.
Okay.
And that's where you would check for software updates too, Miss Judy, if you are able to log in. So for whatever reason, it doesn't allow me to share that bit of Zoom.
I have a question for Bob Bell.
I'm here.
Yeah, okay. On Sunday, we had a congregational meeting, right?
Correct.
And they asked for a vote. Now, am I right that you and I are not members of Westminster?
You didn't vote, did you?
Well, I did, but I sneaked.
You might be defrocked.
Oh.
Bob, my first congregational meeting when I was in 9th grade, I voted both yes and no. The pastor said, everybody say yes. And so I say yes, and then I tune out, and then all I hear is everyone say no. And I was like, no, the whole congregation just turned around. It was
However,
so embarrassing.
you were a member and had a right to vote. Bob
Twice?
and I, well, at least you had a right to vote. Bob and I do not have a right to vote.
Right.
And now the vote last week is skewed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we're gonna have to do it again, Bob.
Probably all those
Get it right.
terms of call are incorrect.
You're going to have to talk to Ed McFalls and tell him to go back and change the numbers.
Yeah, I think
I
Some
so.
think
delete
you
one
should be
from every vote.
grandfathered in.
Uh-huh.
So to speak.
Right.
Actually, it's still gonna be unanimous without Bob's vote. So we're safe.
It's a good thing it wasn't a tie vote that,
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have really.
Well, everybody needs to be reminded what happens on these screens with Lynn is confidential.
Right.
It shall go no further.
HIPAA.
Yeah, but it's recorded, right?
But only tech people are interested, our circle of friends.
But while we're talking about that, can someone tell me what the difference who is a ruling elder and who is a teaching elder? Are those all those all member elders, or does that mean that the pastors are the teaching elders?
Pastors are the teaching elders and
Okay.
the others are ruling elders.
So we actually don't vote in the pastors.
Sure we do.
Right, correct.
Right.
Mm.
Well, we
Well,
vote them
you-
in when we call them.
When you call a new pastor.
Right, right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's it until they leave.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Good question. But even when you are off session, you're still considered an elder. You know, it's a life term call.
Correct.
Resting.
Same with, yes,
Resting.
same with deacons. Once a deacon, always a deacon.
Well, even in a
Yeah,
different
Bob,
church.
I was gonna ask, what do you do about us lapsed elders?
We're not lapsed.
Or is that what do you call us? Just
We're elder.
Resting.
resting?
Resting.
Yeah, I like that. Resting's good.
Mhm.
And if you're all at an age of a lot of us, we're elders in another respect too.
Yeah. In age.
Elderly or something like that.
And we're resting.
Yes, we are. As much as we
Supposedly.
can.
Yeah.
I've got my old salt elder hat on today.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Bill, have you
Lynn-
played with, oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, you said that there was a lot of tech problems this week.
Hmm.
And I thought the one I had was just mine, but maybe not. In the chapel yesterday, my frame froze at the table, the static picture of the table. And I'm thinking, oh, that's longer than 3 minutes. Oh, well, sometimes Dawn goes a little longer. It's 4 minutes. And pretty soon I realized, wait a minute, that's been that way for 7 minutes. And finally I did a refresh and it caught me up to where it was, which was the end of the hymn. So I missed the whole communion.
You could
But
have
I-
gone back.
Well, yeah, and I did. But I assume that was just my computer that did that, right? Yeah, okay.
To my knowledge.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I didn't do it.
You can blame Chuck. He was doing cameras.
Yeah,
Oh, right, yeah.
wasn't my
No.
fault.
Yeah.
I'm
Can I
innocent this
just quick
time.
ask, when you say refresh, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Refresh your screen?
Hit that
So-
little, go ahead.
Little
Then tell
circular.
Miss Betsy did it earlier on her browser, but any web page, let me share my screen. Any website you have, you'll see this kind of spinning wheel,
Uh-huh.
and that little thing means refresh. So it will
okay.
just refresh the page and bring in that data again in case, like, so if I, update the website and it has the old version because you loaded it before I added the link or whatever. So if you refresh, it will theoretically bring in the new information.
Okay, so it's just hitting that little
Icon.
icon. Thank you.
If your
But-
if your cursor is blinking in the address line like hers was there, you can just hit enter and it'll refresh also.
Mhm.
Oh,
Okay.
When it's on your phone, like, our staff was having email issues this week. And so for like your phone, we'll see if my phone behaves this week. But for your phone, like if you want to check your mail,
Mm-hmm.
you can refresh apps and things on your phone. If this works, maybe.
Doesn't want to go there today.
Nope. Nope. I can do it through the plug too. But for any apps and things on your phone, you can refresh the app. And my first suggestion when you have any tech issue is restarting your computer. So it's anytime you have some kind of tech thing, refresh or restarting is always the best policy. I will ask you that before anything else. Did you, oops.
Oops.
Um,
Go on.
Oh,
Okay, so if you go to your email, say,
Mhm.
and you want to refresh, just pull it down and you see there's a little circle there. And you can see that it's refreshing just by pulling that down, right?
Oh, okay.
So any app type things you have can be that way too. So
Okay.
um just pulling down sometimes will fix things on the phone.
Yeah.
And even on a browser on your phone, you can do that too. Versus the spinning wheel. Oh, look, you got flowers.
Wow.
Ah.
All right.
Happy anniversary.
Hmm.
Nice.
60 years, however many sixes. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
That's great.
Congratulations. Nice.
Man.
I know. We're taking my sister and brother-in-law and brother and sister-in-law out to dinner tonight. And between us, we have over 180 years of marriage.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
Oh,
Wonderful.
bunch of crazy people, I guess.
not at all.
Looked at the clock. I think I have to go. Sorry. Thank you.
Oh, I
Have
had
a
to
good
Bye,
week, everybody.
Judy.
Or Judy.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
uh-huh.
Yeah. Ah,
Hmm.
Hmm.
Bill, have you played more with your
What-
portal at all? Oh, sorry, Bob, go ahead.
Yeah.
What were all your tech issues, or they're confidential, don't say.
So the staff, we've had a server at the church for years and years and years, like 15, 20 years. And the with the pandemic, everybody was working from home, so no one could access the server with all the information on. So we really didn't use it. So one of the things we did this year in our tech budget was to move the server to the cloud so I can access that at home now, which is great. But it means that this whole week, over the weekend, they transitioned it all into the cloud, and then they linked everybody back. And for 4 days, we had the IT company in the building helping people with that. And for Macs, there was no issue. It just magically worked. But all the PC people, it caused all kinds of other hectic errors and things. And then
Oh, dear.
they didn't really, some of the tech guys that were helping didn't really explain to the staff what they did on their computer, and that they had, exported bookmarks and things for them to just reinstall. So they didn't know that. So they had to go and so I had to go around after each computer and explain to all the staff what was going on with their computers and help them fix it. Cause
Customer service is so amazing.
yeah, some of the IT guys were fantastic and, were explained, but not all of them did.
Hmm.
And then there was other issues that we didn't think would happen when we did that. Like Don couldn't print on his laptop anymore, which is not a major deal. He could send us documents and we can write it for him. But, miscellaneous things like that, shouldn't have affected this issue, but it's been a week of horror for the staff.
You're better now. You look happy.
Well, I'm working from home today, so they can have chaos.
Yeah.
And
Just don't tell me about it.
exactly. I was grateful to have a doctor's appointment Tuesday afternoon and miss some of the chaos.
How's your foot, Lynn?
Good. Uneventful.
No, how's your foot?
About the same as it's been.
Oh, that's not good. You want it to get better.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, Lynn, to answer your question, I went into the Zoom app on my portal, and I it was asking for not a password, but a code, 6 digits. And I wasn't sure at this point what it was. So I took another route around it and I figured it out and reestablished one on one of my other devices, I guess on the iPad. But I didn't use it this morning because I was running late. I was online with CVS and Caremark trying to straighten out a prescription shipment because I'm supposed to go to the house in North Carolina this weekend, and they were shipping the drugs here instead of down there. And they changed my account address, but didn't change the shipment address. So I just decided to sit tight, get the prescriptions, and then head south for the month. So I just jumped on real quick on the iPad because I was already late and I didn't even try the portal.
Yeah.
And the portal stays here. So for the next month, I'll only be getting online with either the laptop or the iPad.
Yeah.
So time to play with that later, I guess.
Yes. Well, enjoy your safe travels down in North Carolina.
Yeah, it's all the way down almost to Myrtle Beach. It's in Ocean Isle Beach, and it's a 8 or 9 hour drive, just me and the dog. And it's a long haul.
Yeah.
It's a long day.
Dog doesn't talk to you very much, I'm sure.
No, but he's a good pal.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's, I can actually, I don't know whether you can see this or not, but can you see him?
He's enjoying the meeting.
Move him up a little. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you
There you
go.
go.
How's that?
Nice.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart, but a good pal, but he's a terrible co-pilot.
You're right.
Yeah. Well, I hope you have a good audiobook or music or something to help pass the time.
Yeah, well, I have the satellite radio. I switch around because I get bored with one channel too long. So
Nice. Cool.
but you're giving me ideas. I mean, since I'm a newcomer to the group, things I should be doing with my browsers that I've been lazy about. And going back to Firefox is interesting to me because that was a original internet app from the University of Indiana, or India. Was it Chicago or Indiana?
I think
Where the original open source stuff came from. That was one of the apps. And I remember the very first days of the internet using that.
Yeah, it's come and gone with different
Iterations.
but it seems to be one of the more secured focused browsers at the moment.
Yeah, I guess, they don't have an axe to grind. I guess they're not really looking to make a profit. So
they're not like Chrome trying to track you.
Yeah, exactly. So it's good to see that good work still. I mean, when you look at some of the licensing information for any of these browsers, you find it goes all the way back to that work that was done initially.
Yeah. Fascinating.
So,
Find it all interesting.
yeah. The history of computers and the internet, et cetera, would make a great novel. I mean, some of the characters that ran these businesses some of them that were very successful, but they couldn't keep it going, like, a digital computer company. The guy that ran that one time said, you don't need that computer in every house. So, and he's out of business. That was Deck.
Yeah. I enjoyed a TV show AMC did called Halt and Catch Fire, which was about some engineers and computer programmers back in the 80s. I think it's a fictional story. It's not a true story, but it was an interesting development of the personal computer.
Back in the 80s, the 128 Beltway around Boston was a hotbed of stuff that was going on. most of those companies are gone, like Wang and Deck and Data General and some of the other ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Any other things you guys want to talk about?
I have a couple of quick questions. First one is, I know that apps are on the phone, and I used to think that computer stuff, there was programs. Is there any difference between an app and a program now? I mean, they call them apps on the computer now too, or is there something different?
Have apps on.
They're basically interchangeable anymore for like your understanding
Mm.
of it. Like it's a program that's on an app, right? It's software programming, but
Okay.
it's built in an app. And some of these new tablets and things are transitioning to it. So it's software and a program, but you're viewing it on the surface as more like app-like. So your brain can think of it more. And Windows 10 and 11, I think, depending on the way you make it looks more like an app than it does like an icon on your desktop. That's what you're used to from like Windows 95. Right? Or you download it from the Google Play or App Store versus adding a CD and installing it or downloading it from the internet. Right?
Okay, that's good.
Does that make sense?
It does, thank you. The other thing, I keep discovering neat little things, like, you know how I love the snipping tool or whatever it's called now that I've got that. But I also just read that, okay, when you're on mute in a Zoom, if you push the space bar, the mute goes off just for, well, you've got the space bar down. However, if you let it up and then do it again, it doesn't work. Does it, you have to unmute yourself, you can only do that once or not? And I just tried it today, but like when Connie started talking to me, I pushed the space bar again and that didn't unmute me, and it had the first time when I did it. So that's why I'm wondering if that's the case, or should I just try it again?
I would say try it again. I also wonder, it should work the whole time. But sometimes you know, are in Zoom and then you go to like Safari or Chrome or something, and then you go back. So if you like leave the app and go click on something else, it no longer is linked to the shortcuts in the app for Zoom. So it would be the spacebar shortcut for Chrome or Word or whatever app you're in, even though you still see Zoom. We have that at the live stream camera person has that from time to time. If they hit enter to switch the cameras and it doesn't actually enter, it's because the apps, even though they see the app running on the computer, it's not actually like synced with that app. So it's very
Excellent.
scary for camera people for like 2 seconds until we figure out what's going on.
Excellent explanation. Very,
Oh,
very
really?
good.
I'm
Yes.
not rambling in like awkward circles. I feel like I'm circling.
No, but that also answers a lot of other questions. That explains why some other things don't work for me. So thank
You might have that
And
issue for Pro Presenter too. If
you. And now you tell me.
yeah. Okay. Well, see if that's it. I'd be curious.
Yep, because I've been doing that. This is the space bar. This is the space bar.
Sweet. May it continue and be that easy all the time.
Nancy, what is the snippet tool you're so excited about? Unmute.
Nancy, you're muted.
See the
Space
lips
bar.
move.
Let me undo the whole thing because I talk with my hands, so I can't hold the space bar all the whole time. I think that either Lynn or Stephen Craig told us about that. Instead of doing a screenshot with the snippet tool, you can just highlight the part of the screen you want to copy and copy it or save it or anything. Oh my gosh, that's
Miss
right up
Nancy,
there.
Do you want to give us a demonstration on your computer?
Unfortunately, I don't have it on my laptop yet. I haven't, I guess, I don't know if you can, I forget how I got it on the other thing. Did I just go into the,
It should just be pre-installed on your computer. I
okay,
think
so
it's a
if I-
Microsoft pre-install.
all right. All right, for next week, I'll have it for you. Because, so in other words, I just do the search for the snipping tool and then it'll come up. That's what I thought I did for the other one. But, I mean, I've used that so many different ways. That's right up there with the tennis balls for the dryer. They're another, they're perfect. They work great too.
Tennis balls for the dryer instead of dryer sheets? Really?
It's noisy.
Yeah, they're actually, well, yeah, it
Could
is, but
be.
they're actually wool balls. And they make the clothes dry so much faster and they don't wrinkle. And I can't believe where have they been all my life.
Where do you get them?
The tennis store.
No, from my daughter for Christmas.
Oh.
Golf balls don't work.
I can see that hurting the dryer. But yeah, Bob, if you search in the little search bar in your task bar, you should be able to find snipping tool and it should pop up. Keyword should.
Does it exist for Macs?
You don't need them because you've got Command Shift 3
That's true.
and
Which is
Command
why-
Shift 4, which gives you exactly the same thing. And it's a lot quicker.
Oh, okay, because I use Shift 3 all the time, Command Shift
Shift-
3.
Yeah. So Shift 3 does the whole screen. Shift 4 does a portion of the screen that you
Oh,
choose,
good.
right?
Oh, okay, cool.
So if you just want to take a screenshot of like Nancy Square on your computer, you could do that with 3
Cool.
but don't.
4.
or 4. Yes. Yeah. Did you have another question, Nancy, or food for thought?
Lynn, I have a question quickly.
Go for it.
You use DuckDuckGo, you said. I tried it and I don't find that I get as good of search results with it as I do with Google. Is that normal?
Pros and cons, right?
Yeah.
So pro is you don't get track history. Con, it doesn't, sometimes you have to go through a little deeper to find what you want. Or like there's Google will sometimes have like the information embedded in the like search page, right? Like if I want to know how old, Biden is, I know I search how old is Biden, it's going to tell me right there. DuckDuckGo is not going to do that because it focuses more on your security, where Google is going, oh, I know you like to read things from the New York Times. I'm going to show you articles from the New York Times. Or I know you're a Fox News person, so you're going to get results on Fox News. So those are the things that's nice about Google. DuckDuckGo, it's going to give you like a more broad overview of what's being on. So if you want to know what is America thinking about COVID and you search that, you're going to get a whole variety of answers in DuckDuckGo. Where if you do that in Google, you're going to see things that you personally are more interested in probably.
Okay.
So there are times that I search in Google for things because I know I'm going to get that information faster. There are other times I want to search and get a more varied, broad approach. So you have to decide, as we talked last week, convenience over security. and it's a spectrum for everyone.
So
So,
that brings up two questions for me. If I click on Chrome, I automatically go to DuckDuckGo.
mhm.
So if I want to search on Google, do I have to go into google.com and then? Okay. And the other question is there any
Unless you
way-
make it a bookmark, you could just hit the bookmark.
Yeah. Is there any way when you look at a web page to find out when it was last updated, posted originally? It drives me nuts because you can Google something medical and you have no clue how many years old those articles are.
So, I know, let's see, I think Google has it better. News articles are pretty good, like
Right.
mass,
Articles pretty good, but other
but
stuff.
specific stuff. Yeah, Google will have stuff with dates on it. But if you look here, let me share my screen. I just did, COVID test just for kicks and giggles. It
Right.
says January 12th, April 8th, right? So you've got 6 hours ago. I don't know if there's a way to sort it by, date or anything like that. Oops, where'd it go? Where DuckDuckGo, let me, if I can, right. It does not say
Dates.
here, right?
Mhm.
So, if you do the embed code, I'll be curious if there's an extension. I bet you there's an extension that will allow you to do that. And I know we've talked about that NewsGuard, which is that extension that like verifies if the website is legit. I'm guessing that extension would have that feature. But it's a good question. I'll have to do some research. And I think you could look in the source code for if you want to get that technical. But it's probably overwhelming for those that don't know how to read code.
Right. Of which I'm one.
Yeah. So yes, it's something that I find it frustrating too, especially if I've got like a tech question. I'm like, fix this, but I want it fixed for this version. I don't want 10-year-old fixes, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, I'll need to research.
In your spare time.
Good question though.
Right.
And maybe different browsers allow it too. That's a possibility too.
And down there under recent news, it's telling you how many hours ago those picture things were posted. You see what I'm talking about?
Oh,
Under
yeah, the recent news, it's not so much the news as it is medical information and stuff like that, which does get quickly outdated.
Right.
News websites are pretty good about documenting that. And even like government websites will, like, if you go to the CDC website, it will probably have the date of when that came up. But if you're looking at like John Hopkins, say, yeah, like it might not.
Right. Okay.
So it's a good question. I appreciate you guys for asking these kind of things. It makes me think.
That's
Lynn?
good.
Yeah.
I've noticed when you or other people are talking, your full screen will come up of you. How does that happen?
Full. So we in gallery view?
Gallery or, yeah.
Yeah.
So do I,
Do you
Well,
want the Brady Bunch looking version?
Yeah, I'm in speaker view right now.
So if you go to the top of your Zoom, the top right, you should
Yes.
see something in the corner that says view.
yes.
And if you click on it, it's going to give you different options, speaker or gallery view.
Gotcha.
And a fun thing that I'll show you guys, that if you say join a journey class or something, if you do something where it's hybrid and Spellman, we let me go here. So share screen. So if you go to that view section now, you should be able to switch what is bigger,
All right.
the information I'm sharing or the person speaking. So if, say, you're at a journey class or something that like is in Spellman Junior, but you want to look at the person's presenting more than the PowerPoint, you can do that, say. Is that correct? Do you see that?
Yep.
Yes, see it.
Because I'm sharing a screen, so I don't see everything you're seeing. But yeah, that's a fun feature that I think is helpful for hybrid.
Swap video and shared screen.
Yeah, so for hybrid meetings, I think that's a real helpful thing.
Lynn, I found that I had to actually move, click on the edge of the screen and move it smaller to see more people. Well, yesterday when we did it for Bible study, I had the whole big screen that they were showing, and if I wanted to see the people bigger, I could move that screen smaller. You know how when you have a split screen, how you just do it with the edge of the screen. But I never could get the view thing to make it be smaller. But once they turned off the video, then my screen automatically went to gallery view. So I don't know if that's just my computer or what.
Depending on how they do it, sometimes you can pin the video so it's focusing you solely on that.
Okay.
I don't think those ladies would be high tech enough to think to do that. But like
Tell 'em you said that.
Karen is one of them.
So is Nancy.
But like I did a virtual magic show in the height of the pandemic, right? And so the magician pinned himself so that like we couldn't control seeing other people. He wanted us to only pay attention to him, right? Which makes sense for that kind of presentation. But yeah.
Anyway, the whole thing is amazing. I mean, the technology we have now.
We are lucky the pandemic happened when it did, because it would be a lot harder, I think, 20 years ago.
And Westminster was lucky having done live streaming
before
95 years ago.
We're celebrating our 5th year of streaming this year.
Wow.
In
Amazing.
July.
Yay.
Yeah.
I noticed some new camera angles on Sunday. Was that a different cameraman or what? It's really kind of cool. Different angles with the cameras.
I did cameras for the traditional service on Sunday.
Okay, beautiful, wonderful, great.
So it's possible that I think I get more creative or more, I risk doing things more than some volunteers.
That's
I'm
what I
there.
was guessing. I was guessing it was you. Very good. Thank you.
Was good.
Showed the horns nicely too.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
I did get a little frazzled during the ordination and installation. I was not expecting things to happen the way they did.
The way they turned. That was good.
Like, oh, I don't have a shot ready. Ah, yeah.
Great job. Great
Well,
job.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was another week we were short-staffed AV volunteers. January's not been kind to AV volunteers.
Mm.
But it's now February.
Let's hope that's all in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know it's after 11, so if you need to go, feel free. But if you have any other questions, I'm happy to stick around and answer them too.
What's for lunch?
I've not thought that far ahead.
Hey, when this pandemic's all over, we should do that. We should have one live session and eat lunch together or something.
Fellowship.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh yeah, fellowship. I remember that.
Well, we sure do appreciate you, Lynn.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
thank
thanks.
you.
It's fun to see you guys every week.
Yeah.
Lynn, I'm amazed that you offer this kind of thing. It's so great because we live in our little techie shells normally. And if you're retired, you don't have a whole lot of other opportunities.
Mhm.
It's really great.
Yeah, indeed.
And it's really nice we can do it on Zoom because a lot of you guys have desktops. Pre-COVID, a lot of people come in and go, I need help with my computer, but I can't bring it in to have you help me with it, right?
Yeah.
So I always either would have to go to their house or be like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So Zoom is nice for that kind of thing too.
Well, they would invite you for lunch or something, wouldn't they, Lynn?
Not all the time. Sometimes I would come and it would be like 7 o'clock and I'd be like, okay, I need to go home and like make dinner now.
Yeah. They should provide dinner.
Yeah.
Some people did, some people didn't. But
It's good.
But yeah. So I'm glad that we're able to do it. It's nice.
Indeed, so.
Yep.
Cool.
Good.
Well, I'll see you
Thank
guys
you. Bye.
next week. Have a good week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
too.
Thanks a lot.
Might even see you in person.
Uh,
Right.
Oh,